Welcome. I'm Gary Lemunion. I'm the detachment commander for the state of Michigan for the year 2018-2019, which is our 100th anniversary, I might add. I'm really excited about that, and Team 100. And I have two of my predecessors with me here today. Would you guys introduce yourself?
Greg Price, past detachment commander just after it started a long time ago, 2008, 2009.
And I'm Dominic Merlington. I'm past commander from the years 2017, 2018.
I do like being referred to as a son because we are older than Egyptian dirt. But there you go, it's a son, right? So the topic for today, guys, is we're going to talk about how to get people to meetings. It's one thing to have a very interesting meeting, but you got to get them there. And so how do you do that? And I think in your experiences, you've probably seen, you can even go to district meetings, and unfortunately, there's only a handful of people there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt to try different things either. And in the past, when I was a squadron commander, we even had pizza. Okay, after the meeting, we're going to have pizza and socialize. Just little things like that to try to get them to come out. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it will, but don't stop trying anyway.
I don't know if I can say this in public broadcasting, but at our squadron meetings, if you come to a meeting, we buy you a drink afterwards.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Soft drink, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing, we used to have the hard newsletter out of the Post, but now they have the electronics. But if you put it in there and put the date and time of your meeting
Yes.
and something on the agenda, that will bring people into your meeting as well.
Exactly.
They'll know, they can't go, well, I
It's
didn't
almost like
know.
a tease, like television does. Huh?
Correct, yeah, something like
Good
that.
idea. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta let them know when your meeting is for one thing, so yeah, use that newsletter, use electronic media.
Yeah.
Let them know, come on out and be involved.
Gary came up with a great thing and use it is to try to call somebody. If you get somebody in your squadron that will call somebody, maybe they're having a difficult time, maybe their car is broke down or something and they'd like to come. Or maybe they're working late and the wife might need the car or something, whatever. If you just call them to say, hey, come on, if you need a ride, if you need a hand, let us know.
Yeah, and then that technique is basically you go down through the roster and you pick like 3 people that you know that you're comfortable with. If I call them and say, hey, I'm Gary Lemunion, they know who they're talking to. And if you call them exactly a week before your meeting, so if your meetings are on Tuesday night, you call them the Tuesday before your next meeting. Now you know they're not bowling or shooting pool or shooting darts. They're home on Tuesdays. And tell them we miss you at the meetings and we really need your input. And would you please come, and is there anything I can do to help get you there? Can I come pick you up and we'll ride together? Especially if we're going to have a drink afterwards, I'll drive you back and you don't have to worry about that. So anyway, the idea is to get them to commit.
Yes.
And then if they do commit, then in fact you can call them up and call them on their promise. Well, if you have, let's say you've only got 8 people at your meeting. Well, if you get everybody to call 3 and they only get 1 to come, you got 16 at your next meeting. And then you got 32 at your next meeting. And then the next time you got to get a bigger room.
Order more pizza.
Order more pizza, yeah.
And you guys have heard me do a lot of preaching about I am my comrade's Caddie. And that's my theme, and I really believe that what the Caddie does for a golfer is what sons do for veterans. But as a part of starting that theme, don't forget, your comrades are also the members of the American Legion, your post, but also your fellow son members. And this technique has worked great for me, and this is really kind of how I came up with that. And the idea is that in the military you have an honor system. And when you take a pledge, and especially when you're in a military academy, you take a pledge, you're on your honor. So what this says, I actually passed this sheet around that says, I will be my comrade's Caddie, which means I am going to bring somebody to our next meeting that would not otherwise be here. And I take this oath and I write it down, and I'm only going to answer to me. Nobody's going to criticize me if it doesn't happen. But I took that oath that I'm going to make that happen. And I don't care if you have to invite a half dozen people before you find somebody to say yes. But if you grab them and bring them to the meeting, and if the meeting is in fact interesting, they'll come back. And then you get them to grab somebody else, and the next thing you know, we did this in my district, in 2nd District, and we went from 5 people to 22 people in a heartbeat. And I know it works. So be your comrade's Caddie. Make sure that you take responsibility for getting somebody in the meeting that wouldn't otherwise be there.
Yeah, and some people don't know. Tom, you know yourself, you've heard it 100 times. Somebody will be sitting there and they'll say, well, how come you've never come to a meeting before? And they'll say, well, no one asked.
Yeah.
No one asked me.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah, isn't that the truth? And that happens with membership even,
Yeah.
I mean, I signed up a few members, and they said, because they asked me, said, Gary, what are you doing? I mean, I keep hearing them, you know, that you're running all over the state. What are you doing? And I'd say, well, tell them what I'm doing. And I said, you know, are you eligible to be a son? And, well, yeah, my dad was in World War II.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking for younger members. I mean, I'd like his dad to be in maybe the Gulf War or something. But anyway, I told Commander Holt that. I says, I'm signing up younger members. Of course, I'm 71. Just about everybody's younger than me. So. Okay, thanks for joining us. Use these techniques. If you have any questions, please give me a call. I'd love to share this with you. I'll even come to your meeting and talk about it and show you how it works. So thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon.